testify.
How do you think people win?
I'm just saying, it's a simple yes or no. You're okay with somebody lying. Hold on, let me ask the question again. You're okay with somebody lying about their race to get
people say the same thing every day.
Designated for disadvantaged people of another race.
I am okay for you to do whatever it takes for you to win.
So that's a yes.
Whatever it takes for you to win.
Oh.
That's also you guys. Do whatever it takes to win because other people will do it.
No, don't say no, you guys. Specify.
I'm saying anything.
I do not know. Absolutely the fuck not. No. Don't say you guys.
You guys.
So, Mom Dommy, first of all, his daddy came on a scholarship for African students to the U.S. His daddy is not, he's Indian. It was for black African students. And then Mom Donnie attempted to enter university by claiming to be black.
Yeah, Columbia. I saw the article.
Yeah. And he still didn't get in, which says something about him. But aside from that, so my question to school was, the example of his daughter doesn't work because his daughter wouldn't be lying. She could justifiably claim both races, right? And so my question to him was he thereby saying he's okay with someone lying about their race to obtain a scholarship that is meant to benefit disadvantaged people of another race? And his answer was a roundabout yes.
Yes, because if this man ends up winning, he's still going to benefit.
I don't care about him winning. He wasn't running for anything except race liar at the time. He wasn't running for anything. So where he is now wasn't relevant to this conversation, huh?
Well, you said he wasn't running for anything except race liar.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he lied about his race.
Oh.
Yeah, race liar. Yeah, that was the opposite of right word.
Can I shine light on something real quick? Okay. Yeah. When I was in college, and you'll see, I think, hopefully you'll see where this relates to this conversation. They had scholarships at Chaminade University.
In the dark ages?
Yep, 1902. Yep. I'm not going to give you my date. I'm not going to die myself, but yeah. And so, back in the heyday, Chaminade University, Honolulu, went to college, and I applied for the forum. You know anything about the financial aid forum? Did that. Shout out to me every damn semester. With mom and daddy. But anyway, did that. And it came to a point where at that university, they had scholarships that they offered $500 for this. And there was so many scholarships left on the books. And I encourage the scholarship that exists to this day. So Maya and Muhammad, my daughter, foundation, that $500 that you can get. If you go over there and apply for that scholarship, you have to contact me, and then I'll send in a letter, and then I'll determine whether you get that scholarship or not. That helped me get through college, some other scholarships, some Hawaiian stuff, some indigenous people stuff. I applied for that shit. Full throated, didn't feel like I was stealing shit from anybody. If you was gonna give me that scholarship, or based on my college, high school career, whatever, and I'm going to apply to it and get in Pell Grants, if anybody knows anything about a Pell Grant. Oh yeah, hey, if you offer Pell Grants, I'm taking notes, for sure. No qualms about it. So, and when I applied for that scholarship, they was either going to say you get it, or you're going to write the policy at that school. Or scholarships or none of that. All I know is they want this tuition money, whether it be a loan, they like that too. Or your mama pay in on the credit, whatever. However you give us this money, we don't give a damn. But they have these scholarships that people offered to get back into whoever they wanted to get a scholarship to. That taught me a lot early on.
Yeah, see, I think we're talking about something different.
Well, let me bring it home. I know some of y'all. Let me bring it home, because I done went around the world. I know that I don't know some of y'all fell off in the middle of the ocean. I know. Let me land the plane. And so to me, want to come over and the system is giving money to certain people that are trying to survive when they show up. Be mad at that system. Don't be mad at the individual that applies for something, they get it, and now you're mad at them. Like they caused some freaking
I
problem.
definitely want to go back and forth from
Wait,
Tokyo
I'm
and
gonna tell you like
America.
this. I'm gonna be
Honestly, I
mad.
love the culture. I love my family that is all from there, but it's a little bit like strict with their rules, the way they live. I can't do that.
Individuals have to have a degree of integrity. And if
Growing up in
you are
America, you just
invested
learn
in
English naturally.
equity, if you are invested in creating an equitable society, you are not going to take right an instrument designed to facilitate that. You're not going to take that from the people that it's trying to create equity for. I do blame the system, and in what two of my capacities, I resisted that. I fought back against that. Policies like that, practices like that, choices like that. But the individual does not get to escape their accountability.
I'm with you. Are you familiar with
Oh,
BIPOC?
And the other thing I would say is that Pell Grant is open to everyone. So that doesn't qualify for this. I'm talking about a scholarship that was designated for a particular demographic to which you do not belong.
We just said one.
So
The Millennium Black
and
one.
you lie, and you can't hear while I'm talking. You know you do not belong, and you lie to say you belong so that you can get that benefit. That's a problem.
Are you familiar with BIPOC? When it comes to black farmers?
I'm not talking about black
No,
farmers.
I heard your point. I got your point.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go off on that.
Okay.
I'm not
All right.
gonna
All right. No problem. No
That's
problem.
something else.
No problem. But
That's a different
no
argument.
problem.
Wait, can you repeat which one you applied for?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'd have to go pull it up. And I'll tell you this. If you think you're going to come with some kind of smoke like,
And you said it wasn't for you. But you said
see, no, you missed me with that bullshit. You missed me with that bullshit. No, I didn't. You heard, I didn't say none of that shit, so you slow your roll on that.
Yeah, why did you bring up your situation if it's
That's what I thought you said.
I think, that's what I'm
Hearing is
saying.
going to be
We have
I can't talk to both of y'all at the same time. I can't talk to both of y'all at the same time.
Hold on, that's what I was trying to correct. If you wanted to go left, I was trying it.
But you took it
Take
left
a
though.
left turn.
You took it down the left turn, like, that's what I'm saying. You just want to find a reason. Yeah, even when, well, let me share my opinion. No, you don't care about my opinion? Okay. Oh, okay, it's a dictatorship. My bad, I forgot what room I was in. My bad, I forgot what room I was in.
Pump your brakes, buddy.
Yeah, tell me what I'm thinking.
Pump your brakes. You're not gonna say, I took it down the left turn.
Well, I have my own opinion. Can't I have an opinion?
Pump your brakes.
Ah, here you go.
Yes.
In your clubhouse room. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go if you're gonna stop in the name of love.
That ain't the name of love. That's the name of dictatorship. That's a dictatorship. That ain't love.
I was responding to a particular conversation that school and I were having
Which was,
about
I heard it.
Donnie.
I heard it.
On Donnie, and you stop talking, sir, and listen.
God, I'm like, you sound like a school principal. You ever been a principal in a school? Don't talk to me.
I'm
I'm
a
like,
principal, and you have made me curse you.
that's okay. I won't be a
I'm trying real hard to be respectful to you, sir, but you are demonstrating with every milliliter of spit that you're spewing right now that you don't deserve it. So stop. I was having a conversation with school about a particular situation. Very particular. You made a comment that took us off of that road by mentioning points that were inconsistent and irrelevant. I tried to rein it back by bringing up the relevant points, right? So don't
heard her drop the mic. So let me refresh the room of what happened. I was mentioning some stuff. School came off the mic. School came off the mic and was responding to what I said. And then he mentioned Mom Donnie, and you took it down this Mom Donnie road and tried to make it, and you forced him into this corner and said, oh, so you're saying then that if somebody applies, you made that an issue. He never was talking about that. I wasn't talking about that. You wanted to make this point, and Grant said, I'm telling you why you cut me off. Why you cut me off?
Shut up. Shut up. First Lady raised it. I did not. I did not raise my Mom Donnie. First Lady raised it when school brought it up about, see now you cursing me. You cursing me. You non sequitur, incoherent jack fuck.
Oh, not a jack fuck, yeah.
First Lady brought it up with school when he raised the issue about supporting Mom Donnie. I did not. I asked school the question because school responded by saying he didn't have a problem with it and used his daughter as an example. I went to demonstrate that his daughter was not a very good example. So you don't know what you're talking about because you're too busy talking and not listening. And it's your fault that I cursed you because you cursed me first. And that will not stand. As I sit here at my dining room table, that will not stand, sir.
When you say you Kurt, what does that mean? Like,
He wielded a curse word in my general direction.
oh, okay. I didn't hear you curse, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, he cursed. He wielded it. He threw it through the chat.
Oh, okay, I wasn't reading the chat.
Yeah, he threw it at me through the chat.
I have a question to you, Dr. AG. So, you made an earlier point, sort of, you stated that
We can separate.
if you go down the line of someone who's like a black American, like not a black person from Africa, like just a black American, there's a high chance that there's white in their, what's it called, in their, in your lineage. Thank you. Order. Now, if, let's use him for example,
Let's go back to
let's use the lady, I guess, or someone, because the lady is like lighter skin, right?
Let's not.
So,
Just make your point. You don't need to give me an example. Just make your point.
so would that,
And I'm gonna just say, school. The reason why I'm saying that is I don't like to talk about people, right? And so
oh, okay, that's
you
fine.
bring up people's personal, you talking about them, and I don't like to do that.
Oh, okay, no worries.
I'm intelligent enough to follow an abstraction.
Okay,
So
yeah,
that
there
works.
is abstractly. Okay, so this black person decides to apply to, I don't know, Harvard, and he puts white, knowing that they accept more white people in Harvard than any other race. Would he now be lying because he is mostly black? I know
If they're biracial, that's what I was saying to you earlier.
No, I heard that. I'm saying, what if they're not biracial? Okay, would they be, okay, let's say use what Sue said, when he said that, if you go down the lineage, somewhere down there, there's white in almost every black American.
Right now I'm 6'4" though.
Now, if you use that, and now you're in 2025,
Not too easy. Not too easy for
then
sure.
that child now apply, because down, let's say 5 generations, they have white, can you use white?
Like, I get a lot of eyeballs on me because I stand
Why
there.
is
You
that?
are living, and I'm gonna explain, if you are living actively in the world as a white person, all of your life you have identified as a black person, you haven't identified as a biracial person, a multiracial person, you haven't identified as other, which you have ample opportunity to do that on any donkey
not a physical thing. You can't
other,
control what you
like,
look like. You can't control your
on
height.
these documents, you have the opportunity to be white on the census, black on your driver's license, colored on your birth certificate. You can have the 5 documents and your race can be 5 different things on them, right? So, if in that time you have only lived under one identity, and then solely for financial, social, economic, social, professional benefit, you choose to be another race, I find that problematic. I find that problematic. And that's fine. That's my moral assessment. I think multiracial people, they have that fluidity. And for me, this is a question of integrity.
Well, what
Right.
if that's for trans people?
Well, I mean, that's like a whole separate issue. Hold on. That's a separate issue. Because if a person is, yeah, I don't want to go down there. But I think, because I don't consider a trans person who identifies as male or female, whichever it is.
No, but I'm saying like some people.
Hold on, let me finish my sentence though. I don't consider that the same, right? I would consider that along the category of a biracial person.
I'm talking about transracial. That's what I mean.
Oh, I don't believe in that. Somebody else can take up that question. I don't believe in that. So school, did you get my point?
No, I get your point that what you've been identifying as, you should identify as your entire life, and then don't switch up when you think it's going to benefit you. I get your point. I just feel like that race is so superficial to me that if you want to switch up at any time, do it. If it gives you that advantage, gives you like a, do it. If you think it'll get you closer to that end, you go white if you think so. And then show them that, oh man, I mistakenly clicked white. And then if they say, oh man, you do meet this, you do meet the requirement, but you lied that you're white, that shows that they will look for only white people, right? If it gets you a leg up to where you need to get to, do it, because that's the system they've created that we have to take advantage of. And I haven't done it yet because I don't know, I've never thought about doing it, but I'm starting to realize that this shit is too superficial for me to give a shit about. That I'm not going to tie myself to a race because someone's telling me, oh my god, you have to be this race. Maybe the next time I apply for a job that I want, I'll put white on it. I don't give a rat's ass. And what are they gonna say? I can't put white? Who are you to tell me I can't put white? Please tell me who are you to tell me I can't put white? You asked what race I am. I'm put white.
So then you're transracial.
For genetics test for me.
Yeah, so and depending on the
Yes, but the discrimination.
that could be a crime.
Yes, and also when it comes to jobs and stuff like that, usually people are discriminating based on the name. So you can come and say, "Hey, I'm white," but if your name is Jerome Jackson, it don't matter. They're still likely that they're not going to hire you because they think that you come with your own racial kind of baggage to say. And the other thing too, the only people that really have benefited
I
from
know why everything wrong.
true, but is he a Jerome Jacob? Anyways, so what I want to go back to is to say, you know what I'm saying? People like Native Americans, claiming Native Americans was a small percentage are the people that actually have that benefit, right? They can claim like I think it's like 25%, sometimes 20% of a Native American heritage. And there's like a
I think it's like 3 point something. I think it's like
it's smaller than it's
small.
so and it's I believe it, but the thing I also want to say is this is also kind of like a concept that is in CRT, right? Where white people determine like races and shit, and they have a lot of control and manipulate who really benefits from it. Like if you're a biracial child, white and black, but guess what? We're gonna take you as white. No, most likely society is gonna label you as other than white, which is everything else white, and that comes with all that other bag. So again, it's how it's structured in society, and it's not a CRT, that kind of framework. If you're not pure white,
Why does this have anything to do with CRT again? What? Because I'm confused. That confused. Why you
Hello.
said CRT? What does CRT have to do
okay.
with this?
One of the tenets of CRT talks about how like who is white and who's not white, right? And there's some readings that state that okay, the world will, if you're like biracial or mixed or whatever, the world will see you as something other than white. It's a white purity kind of like perspective. If you're pure white, then you're not white at all. And because of that, they kind of treat you differently. Like for example, somebody that might like be a quarter black, right? If they find out that you're quarter black, depending on where you are, they'll be like, "Oh, well, you're black," and then I'm like, "I'm 75% white. I live my life as white." But somebody will identify and say, "Oh, but you're 25% nigger, so you're all nigger as far as I'm concerned. Get the hell out of my life, nigger." Like that's where all that shit comes from. So
Who is this talking?
I'll see if I can find something, and I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in my chat, Brooklyn Zoo. I'll talk to my there.
Of course, this shit is doing some shit like that. Well, the first is happening.
Have you read any of the tenets of CRT? Have you read any of the tenets of CRT? Can you quote what you're referencing? Like I said before I finish, I will find it and I will post it in there. It talks about this like white purity thing.
I'm so happy I wasn't the only
Derek Bells at the bottom of the well. Has anybody read Derek Bell's Bottom of the Well? Has anybody looked into CRT in like education? The doggo.
Yes, I've read Derek Bell's.
I'll find it and I'll post
I'm
it.
sorry, I've read Derek Bell's Faces at the Bottom of the Well. It's called. I'm sorry, I was writing in the chat. What do you? What kind of? I'm sorry. Once again, I was distracted. So how did we get on CRT from our previous conversation? Can I get the bridge?
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I was saying that American can claim a certain percentage, but it's very minuscule. That can give them benefits, right? 75% white, 55% American.
Sorry, the matrix is breaking. Hey, the matrix is breaking you up.
Leverage
The
that.
matrix is breaking you up. Can you go out and come back? The matrix is breaking you up. So you sound garbled. When he comes back, okay, great. Go ahead. Try again.
So basically, I was saying that if you have looked into the tenets of CRT, right, and I've looked at it from the origin, Derek Bell's Face at the Bottom of the Well. I've looked at it on the education side, like Doggo, like there's some writings in between there that talks about how white people determine race, right? And there's a purity test thing that comes in, where it's like if you're not all white, then you're not white at all, and because of that, you're considered other. And in that kind of framework, then they kind of treat you in a different kind of like world, right? Pretty much. And I said the only really benefit of claiming like small racial minority heritage exists in Native American culture, right? Where you can claim 25% or less, sometimes up up to 3%, as low as 3%, to actually have a benefit, right? So again, that's a manipulation and a reflection of that, you know, who controls race and the benefits that come with race in this American society. That's what I was talking about.
Well, what is the benefit of checking a white box? Do you understand my question?
But I guess what we're
there? Yeah. What is the benefit of checking a white box?
still there could be a lot, but the thing that comes to mind is, let's say you're doing a scholarship, right? And there's like, oh, we want somebody that has a Neanderthal background, right? Oh, it's like, hey, I'm like a quarter white, but you know, my dad was black and my mom was half white and half black, so that makes me 25%. I might have some 25% Neanderthal.
Well, let me, I just need to fact check something. So, Dr. AG, are they still allowed to consider race on admissions at universities?
According to, what is it, the Students for Fair Action? No.
Okay.
They're
No,
not.
not a scholarship. I'm talking about scholarship.
Are they able to do that for
So
scholarships?
now,
It doesn't happen for.
so the question about scholarships, it's very iffy, because now there is, and probably will be a lawsuit around universities having endowed scholarships, which is money that has been donated by someone for a specific purpose, and the university's accepting those monies and allocating them as the donor prescribes, which can be racially marked. So there's a debate about that. When it comes to private entities that allot scholarships, so say like the Gates Foundation, they allot scholarships, and then you can carry those scholarships to any university you want. Those things, scholarships like that, can consider race. But universities, particularly universities that receive federal funding, which is almost all of them, that's not legal.
And Dr. AG, one more question. Are you aware of any scholarships where if you check the box for white, you get it?
I mean, do you mean like, yeah, I mean, yeah, because some of the scholarships are open to people, like, regardless of race.
Well, no, but do you get it because you're.
I'm not saying.
I mean, my answer to that would have to be no, because I would have to then know what's inside of the minds of the people who are evaluating the scholarship. So I would have to say no. Solely on the basis of you being white doesn't guarantee that you get it. That's what you're asking.
That is what I'm asking. So Dan, do you accept that response, or you think there's some benefit for talking about white?
No. I'm so glad you brought that up, because it's in the zeitgeist. It's in the mentality of people, right? That if they say, oh, well, you're only like one of your parents is half of this, well, then technically they're really not that, you know? We want somebody who's like, you know, fully white, right? So if they're not fully white, and that's a bias, right? That's a bias, then I'm gonna exclude you from that. When in fact they do, and they should be able to claim that ancestry. It's a bias. It's a bias that exists. For example, there's other things. It's on a systemic level, but when people see biracial people, again, they don't see them as white, right? They just don't. They don't see. And if they make a comment that is white, it's totally brushed off. But if they make a comment that's toward that non-white thing, oh, they'll be like, oh, well, that's because you're that other person. And it was like, what the fuck are you talking about? The dude's half of his side of his family was white, and he grew up. He or she grew up.
Your theory.
Yeah, that's
I'm not saying this to criticize. I just want to understand that. So your theory is that like if someone's half
Probably up to like 25%, 15%, and they should be able to like claim it and get the scholarship.
Is there anything
They should be
that,
able to.
just so I understand, I don't know the answer to it, is there anything that stops them from doing that now?
Well, I think the reason why they're not doing it is because society kind of tells them if you're not white purely, then don't do things that could be considered white. That's really what it is. Yeah, personally, I think that's ridiculous. I think we are very blended in a lot of ways, but to exclude somebody because of your own mental kind of like shackles and be like, hey, well, 25%. This,
So your
yeah,
whole,
I need the
so your
scholarship
whole,
money.
so your whole
I need
final,
the scholarship money. Maybe I should apply for it.
so your whole final conclusion is more people who are half black, half white should mark themselves as white. That's the best theory.
I'm not living in a binary world. I'm not living in that.
You want them
I'm
to
saying
play
it's
both?
both.
You want them to play
Oh.
poker? Well, if they only have one.
No.
If they only
They
have
have a
one
choice.
what do you want them to do?
They have a choice, and they should feel comfortable.
No, you want it to be multiple boxes. You're pushing for them to allow multiple boxes. Is that what you're pushing for?
You're saying if there's three boxes, they can check all three, as opposed to
Yes, is that what I'm asking if that's what you're pushing for?
That is a very. I haven't thought that far into it. I'll
Well,
look
what is
more
your remedy
mental
then?
mental
What is
thing.
your remedy?
So my it's a criticism. It's a criticism, meaning this is an issue, it's a problem. There's some areas that you can claim stuff, and there's some areas that you can't claim stuff. I'm thinking that there should be some consistency, and my criticism is that there is an imbalance there. That's what I'm saying. Now, how does that fully break down moving forward? That's up discussion. That's a argument. That's a debate.
Okay, so you have a criticism without a remedy. Okay.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, that's it. Just up for discussion. Just think about it.
No, I got quiet.
Our mind are in the matrix.
Dr. AG, say something smart now.
My brain is in the matrix.
That's a fact.
I just wanna blame school on everything that just happened just now. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna blame school on that.
You know,
Because he wanted to bring up my Dami, whatever his name is, and from my Dami, we got to here. We got home.
school has definitely caused me to get into some serious arguments over the years. Specifically last year, he brought up a conversation.
I didn't print that out.
The hell if you didn't, you did it.
You know what it is, so you must have.
You did. You brought a marketplace selling cabinets. Somebody was selling cabinets on Marketplace Facebook. And he said he clicked on a person's page and it had a Confederate flag in it. So everybody was like, don't, some people was like, don't go. Some people was like, yeah, go for it, go for it. Of course, me, I was like, no, they're going to kill you, don't go there, whatever. And the rest is history. That's all I'm going to say. So school has the ability alive. He went. He did go. But yeah, school, you gotta be real careful with school, because you'll get you caught up.
Look, they gotta give me some good ass deal on the job. And he shoot me to it again. Yeah, hey, I've been listening for a while. And, you know, let me just say this. Harvard University was established in the 1600s, the early 1600s. So for several hundred years, it did not even accept Black Americans. The first Black American to finish Harvard with a PhD was W.E.B. Du Bois, and I'm not looking at any computer or anything or any record, but if I remember correctly, I think it was in the 1920s. And so for all that time, think about it, for all that time, from the 1600s to about the early 1900s, no Black American was accepted, or definitely not accepted into their graduate programs. So it was white only. And then with other universities, they only began to accept Black Americans after the Civil Rights Movement. Some were established in the 1800s, so some of them are not as old as Harvard or William and Mary or Yale. But they began to accept Black people after the Civil Rights Movement, some of them. So for all that time they were established, it was white only. And so for any white person to complain about a university considering race is disingenuous. It's not a fair person you're dealing with, even if that body politic is the Supreme Court of the United States of America. Anybody will look at that situation and we just say that is blatantly unfair. Now, recently, with this big, beautiful bill that the Trump administration has passed, when you look at higher education, what they're doing is they are limiting loan amounts to, I think, 100 and about $20,000 or $100,000 for graduate degrees, and about $150,000 for professional degrees. Now, while that may sound like a lot, it's really not. We consider some of the price and tuition and books and fees of these universities. And so unless universities come up with an alternate plan, unless private donors come up with a plan, which includes some of these churches also who help with scholarships, poor people may be stuck at the bachelor's level or maybe at the master's level, given the price of attending some of these universities. Thank you.
So, one of the ways to get around that is in the essay, you can talk about your experience as a person of color. And so you get it in that way.
Wait, what? I was calling the civil engineers concerning some bridges. What essay?
No, on the college admission essay, like when you're doing am I incorrect? Are there no longer any essays?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Bridgewater Bridges, wonderful. Oh, yeah. So, yes, CEO, that is the thing. Yes. That
Yeah,
is a
and I think that given Gen Z's 50% full color, I mean, to give universities?
Yeah, yeah, that's a conversation to be had. Um, yeah, and so just a couple of weeks ago, there were three universities: University of North Carolina, Charlotte University, I want to say University of North Carolina, Greensboro, and another university where they were exposed for, they had some person go with a secret microphone and recorded, I think this person worked in student affairs maybe, and one other person worked in the academic affairs over scholarships or something like that. I'm gonna look up the article and then I'll post it in the chat. But the person recorded them talking about the ways that they were skirting the DEI restrictions, like how they were reading applications, how they were administrating certain things to get around the restrictions on making race-based decisions. So things like you're suggesting, CEO, are very contentious. I'll put the article, I'll see if I can find the article.
And here's a university in education for less than $100,000. University of Wyoming, University of Florida, Oklahoma State University, Cal State, Auburn State, Wayne State, South Texas College, University of North Dakota, LSU, University of Central Oklahoma, University of Wyoming, UNC Chapel Hill. Here's some private universities that offer financial aid.
Yeah, Matt reminded me USF was the third one, but I'm gonna find the article.
Yeah, they say.
Did Matt just get thrown down? What happened?
I got put up again, like usual.
Oh, you got muted? Oh.
Yeah, I get the facts. Never get facts with the debate, but man.
I was just gonna say, Matt, you're really recommending black people go to the University of Wyoming or North Dakota, though?
Oh, certainly. But it is LSU, Cal State, University of Florida, UNC Chapel Hill.
Wait. You can be University of Florida, not for out of state. You're talking about in state only.
Yeah, that's all that state stuff.
Okay.
So, and then you go down to private schools that offer university funded aid. Rice University here in the great city of Houston, Texas, Caltech, Princeton, Dartmouth, Williams College, Columbia. So there's a lot of alternatives for the $100,000 grant, or excuse me, loan. There's a lot of great alternatives. I wouldn't say alternatives, like great options. If you want to get an education, less than $100,000.
You don't think that what university you go to is gonna make a difference in the future being?
Well, he named some good schools, though. He named some pretty good schools.
Alright, and then
You never heard of University of Florida?
Rice,
Oh, yeah.
Indiana University,
But still, I'm asking.
LSU.
Oklahoma State, Cal State, Oklahoma State. Very universities.
I put the article in the chat, hopefully it's not paywall.
Matt, what do you think of Elon Musk launching his going forward with the American Party?
It's fantastic. I was the guy's name that was going to be Ohio? He's running for governor of the state. Vivek. Imagine this.
No, he's not. He's running for Republican governor of Ohio, so he ain't doing that. He ain't doing that.
Elon Musk is never going to do anything against Trump. He can run his mouth, and he found out real quick that he's not the president of the United States, as people say, because the person with the actual title alluded to his contracts and whether it would be the thing for him to stay in America or not. So he got his chain yanked real quick.
Hey, bro, he announced he's launching a party today. That's happening.
Oh, I don't care what he says. I have to see it to believe it. CEO, because I don't consider him to be a person who has staying power with the things that he does. And I know you guys don't believe that, but yeah, I think he is confused about the things that he does.
Well, Donald Trump can't, Donald not what the word report him because they don't like each other, and Donald Trump can't.
Okay, cool. Okay, sure.
Donald Trump can't deny
All kinds of people are being deported. All kinds of people are being deported who shouldn't be.
Well, Elon Musk would not be deported. There's no reason.
Okay.
He would.
Okay.
He could own probably West Virginia if he wanted to.
Father would want to own West Virginia. What?
Did he release a platform or just?
Yeah, so there's this guy, I actually used to work with him, Mario Naffel, and he said what Musk is doing, very tight with Musk. He said what Musk is doing is he's going to only focus on about 8 House races in 2026 and 4 Senate seats, because what they're trying to do is to be the power broker. So like, when the two parties are just voting along party lines, they can disrupt it and decide basically which way the vote goes.
Yeah, so he's trying to do like a swing-state type of thing.
Correct.
Okay, that's nice.
Swing vote for Congress, yes.
What it's all about.
Oh shit, I can't hit my button. Who do you think is going
That's what I
to
said last night.
go over say that? Who exactly is going to go under the banner of Elon Musk's party, political party? Is it going to be any MAGAs? Probably not. Is it going to be anybody on the left? Probably not. Is it going to be regular Republicans or Democrats? Probably not.
I can name some people. So Thomas Massey may, because Trump is threatening to primary him, right? So that's certainly one person. And there are other people.
I'm talking about voting blocks.
You know, about the voting block. Yeah, it's going to be candidate by candidate. So he's not, the difference with the approach he's taking, he's not trying to be the Green Party and basically be like, we're going to replace one of the other 2 parties, right? That's not what he's trying to do. He's taking very specific races. So if you're asking me, are there 8 races that an American Party candidate can win in the House in 2026 if each of them have $15 million? The answer is yes.
Time will tell, I suppose.
I just want to know, does somebody being married?
No, I heard they went earlier, but
He said somebody being hurt, yeah.
I got my feelings hurt. We gotta
Well, I feel like the person who needed that is the same person that you're reaching out to that will go.
I would never mute Matt because I like to hear the stupid shit that comes out of his mouth, so I can yell at it.
You love And orange with vanilla inside?
Ice cream that has orange on top. Like, what is it, sherbet? Is it sherbet? I don't even know.
I don't like it. I mean, I would eat it because my parents couldn't let me have ice cream. So if sherbet was on the menu, then I had to get the sherbet. I didn't like it. Oh, that's sad.
I would like,
It tastes good.
I would like to hear from CEO, what about the tax cuts part of the big beautiful bill he doesn't like?
So the only thing I was really good with was renewing the 2017 taxes, and then and actually I think they should have increased corporate taxes. I think they should have had corporate taxes go up actually. So that's where I am on it.
I agree with Steve. They could have at least, like, if you want to reduce it, not go all the, they didn't have to go back to the original, they at least could have went to 28%. There's a lot of economists that say they could have went to 28%, still stay competitive, so when it comes to taxes, like, they went all the way to 21. Yeah.
So, nice question. What happens when you start, you have a company, which you choose?
I'm robbing your ass, man, when I ain't got no food in my refrigerator. That's what happens next. Go ahead, man.
So, at what?
I don't get food stamps, but if I did, I probably should give you for.
So, sucking money out of a corporation and give it to government for them to go spend. What, do you think that does good for the economy?
No. It's to reduce the amount of the deficit. So it's not to spend it elsewhere. It's to reduce the amount of deficit. It's to reduce the amount of the deficit, not to spend it elsewhere. Just reduce the amount of the deficit.
But then I'll go back to where I think we fundamentally disagree with this. We should just cut expenses and not. I'd rather cut expenses than
But you only have so many expenses you can cut.
CEO, he doesn't let us.
This is where we just go around them.
Matt, you actually do agree that the deficit needs to be brought down, okay? That's it. CEO, you do agree. You just don't understand.
This bill isn't bringing it.
Right.
Yeah, so Matt, here's the thing. By the time we get to 2033 with this bill, all there's going to be money for is defense, entitlements, and the debt interest, right? So there ain't going to be any more cuts you can even do anywhere else. So cutting expenses by itself is not a solution. Like, you have to increase revenue. And you can either do that smartly now, or you can do it very drastically later. So all you're setting up for, Matt, is in like 8 years, 6 years, 10 years, whatever it is, you're going to jack everybody's taxes up significantly.
Well, I think what they're going to do 2 years from now, they should be doing today.
You just said you weren't on board with increasing taxes.
Oh, excuse me. We should just, our budget should consist of entitlements, defense, and interest, and very minimal other stuff, very minimal other shit. That would get us at $5 trillion in expenses. And our economy grows on average 3% a year. And if you let people keep more of their money, they'll put it more in the economy, and the economy will grow faster.
You're in favor of kids doing well, Matt? Is that something that's important to you? Yeah, kids.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So then, what are your thoughts on kids not having access to meals and free Head Start and other things that help them do well?
Show me where the federal government's completely cut that out, Joe, where the states are not picking it
Well,
up.
the SNAP, didn't the SNAP benefits get cut?
Okay,
I'm imagining that.
yeah. it's for the work requirements. I think the state should pick up.
I don't think you understand how those work requirements are gonna affect how the SNAP benefits are gonna get cut.
Because they're making Medicaid, Medicare, or Medicaid, excuse me, SNAP are with work requirements. If it were part-time.
Patty said it was 80 hours a week.
Yeah, I haven't seen that now.
80
I would
hours.
love to see something. I'd love to relink.
Not 80 hours a week. 80
20 hours a week is part-time.
Yeah, but he's saying, yeah.
What are you talking about, Matt? Just, everything is an FAFO for you. I get it.
And I know you guys keep speaking on the SNAP and the Medicaid, but are you also speaking on HUD, Matt?
I think we should shut down that.
Well, that's also in the bill. So basically, no health care, no food, and no roof over their head?
I think we should shut down every department except the Defense Department, Health and Human Services, probably, so this the other department I keep. The Department of Treasury, so you can collect taxes, all the departments that should.
And this is why I didn't come into the room till 1 o'clock today.
He's a fucking idiot.
Because this is the type of savage
Well,
shit we got here.
so Matt, what do you think would be the impact on American society if you did that?
I think you'll see a lot more local communities, state
I hope they come and rob your house.
support. I think you'll see state governments, local communities, local churches and nonprofits really step up and help people out instead of
I'm
people
serious.
at the federal government. Instead of people looking at the federal government, you'll look at the local communities, friends, family, state, local governments, and nonprofits. I think we can take care of each other. What they've given the federal government is doing for us.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably like a 15-year project, being optimistic about it. So what do you want to have happen to that 15 years? Just complete anarchy?
No, just you need to shut down the top our commerce, education. We need those. We don't need them. We didn't have the Department of Education for 1980. I mean, we don't need it. We got DOJ to enforce any discrimination laws and state law as well. So my point is, you should.
No, so wait, so which ones get to stay open?
Department of Justice, Treasury, collect the taxes, and what is it? Treasury, DOJ, Home Defense, and Health and Human Services. All the others shut it down.
Y'all talking, he gonna add more, cause at first it was just him.
Those are the ones that you can't open.
So,
He wants to go back to Jim Crow, so I understand why.
No, it has nothing to do with race. Just, I don't think everybody needs to be involved in that.
Okay, so Matt, I just quickly begin running a model under a scenario. So here's some of the things that would happen. Transportation collapses, FAA, air traffic control, highway funding, rail safety, and port infrastructure all go unfunded and unmanaged. So that's just the first item of many. So where are you on that?
They don't state governments.
So
Well,
leave
that is
air,
really
so
nice,
leave
bro.
air traffic,
Wait.
So wait,
air traffic, state government?
So wait, I have a request. I have a request to everyone. Let's not use the word stupid and let's just play out the entire experiment and just see what happens.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're not gonna use stupid.
Adjust. Yeah.
It's-
Let's just adjust it. Let's just see where the experiment goes. Let's just see where it goes. Let's see where the experiment
Can you
goes.
explain, so CEO, can you explain to me how we're going to leave air traffic?
Oh no, it's a terrible idea. It's a terrible.
So
It's
when
a
I
terrible.
fly
Of course, no, I can't. It's not a good idea.
And I fly to Australia.
Yeah, that, if you know the issue, then yeah, there's an international travel
Yo,
issue
CEO,
there.
you laugh. There's so many people that believe and think how he thinks.
I know, that's why
piece of shit, because I'm a piece of shit. And nobody knows, see it as a good person knows me. I'm a general person, it's not a professional. Nobody else knows me.
No, but I don't even know how you want to meet somebody that speaks like you. You must be paid.
All right, so you're gonna, so you're gonna privatize the FAA, that was your solution to privatize it?
Get the airlines to it. In license.
Okay, and then when you privatize the FAA, what happens in terms of when they jack up prices?
So CEO, can you ask him who the airlines are gonna pay it to?
Private company.
And then so the airports have no regulations either then. So there's no TSA, like an airport could decide not to have TSA.
Say, governments take care of that.
So how is Mississippi gonna monitor their own airports when they can't even?
Yeah, that is a good point, Matt. So Mississippi already is struggling financially. You want to shift a lot of expenses onto them. How will they cover all these expenses?
They're state local taxes.
So the increase, so you're in favor of them increasing their state and local taxes?
It used to be taxes, yes.
Okay, so you want state and local taxes to go up significantly in many states.
Do what they got to do. Now, I do agree. Here's the big problem. I recognize this. There are some states like Mississippi that don't have the money like the state of Texas does. So there's got to be some way.
Yeah, I thought it was money too.
So there's got to be. So there have to be a way where the richer states help with the poor states.
So California has like a surplus, right? They should
Very minimal level, at a very bad level. I'm not talking about subsidizing, I'm talking about minimal level, help some of these poor states. Yeah.
So you want California to send some of her tax revenue to
It
Mississippi?
happens at the time, it happens today.
Okay.
Let me see. So CEO, if I fly from California, so let's say I fly from Florida, if I fly from Florida to Louisiana, my plane stops in Mississippi. So that means Mississippi is then gonna add their use fee onto my ticket. Use fee, $300 domestic, $575 international. So now my ticket that with federal regulation would have been $360 is now $660.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, all right. So that's the FAA. Let's move to energy. Hold on, Matt. We're gonna move to energy.
Why would airline take, why would airline take its price?
Because I have to pay the use fee for the airport, you just said.
So,
That's how Mississippi's gonna be.
Matt, any layover is gonna end up having additional fees to it. And then on top of that, if you're the airlines and the airports now, you can just raise your prices because you want to, right? And there's no one stopping you.
people
There's people who are
comply.
going
You don't
to
think
have
there's
to
a
fly.
threshold price? Stop.
Sure, of course there is, but you don't want them to go all the way up to the threshold, right?
Government dictate the price, right?
Yes, because it's commerce, you need commerce.
I'm saying it's a force that impacts their pricing naturally. All right, let's go to energy.
Airlines are Southwest Airlines, for example, lost a pile of money last year. This is open that we'll lose a pile of money this year. Okay? So my point is, these airlines are printing money. So dictating what these airlines, so, and there's other airlines that are making good money. My point is, government intervention on pricing.
Okay, so let's just move to energy real quick. All right, so talk me through oversight on nuclear facilities, nuclear infrastructure, energy policy, and grid security. How does that
It's part of the defense.
Oh, you want to move that to defense?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want the Department of Energy to just move into the Department of Defense. Okay.
Yes, yeah,
Is that right? Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Now.
states take a lot.
Okay, now.
That's still spending, that's more money
Yeah.
than used for towards defense.
Yeah, so that didn't really save you anything. Okay, so let's move to agriculture. So what about food safety inspections, farm subsidies, and rural development?
States.
Okay, so California has to send more money to Mississippi.
No, I'm talking about when it comes to very minimal dollars we share with the states. Very minimal dollars.
Okay.
I can't imagine much. We're talking tens of millions of dollars. I can't imagine a lot of money.
I want to give you an opportunity to change your answer. Are you sure you want the State Department to close? Like you don't want us to have any diplomats.
You're gonna have the Secretary of State. You're gonna have the.
Do you want diplomats?
You're gonna move that under the executive branch.
Okay, so we're putting Department of State. Okay.
It is under the executive branch.
So he's saying, I guess under the White House, so it's part of the White House budget now? Is okay, all right. All right, so so for anyone keeping track. All right, so. Okay.
Keep talking, you know, Ed.
Okay.
See, we ain't spending a lot when we get retained.
All right, so I just want to recap. I just want to do a minute. We're halfway through, so I just want to do a mini recap. So we have Department of Energy in the Defense Department, and we have the Department of State under the White House. Okay. All right. So what else we got here? All right. So what about special education and disadvantaged students?
Do commerce next.
State.
Everything state.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's go to commerce. So Census Bureau, trade policy. Where do you want that to go?
Census Bureau, the state's gonna have to people. There could be some minimal oversight amongst the executive branch.
Okay.
When it comes to
Trade policy.
that's our just general.
So trade, like interstate trade, etc.
It's which states will get out.
International trade,
Take up everything. Everything
Yeah,
to negotiate.
Oh yeah, let's move. Let's move to internet. Yeah, let's move to international trade. How do we handle international
Which
trade?
is being done right now. Where it should be done right now is being legislature.
This thing is sound like Trump, yeah. This
No. This is Ferberman Trump. No. This is Ferberman Trump.
You said words, sir.
This is frankly libertarianism. Donald Trump is so far from this.
Matt is
And
way
thanks
worse
for
than
God.
He's a libertarian to the Republican Academy.
That's a study.
Being a Republican.
All right. So what about telecommunications, Matt? That's also under commerce.
State, county, local, school, district.
Start, yeah.
Take your pick.
All right. Some more states. Okay, got it. All right. What about
Wait,
patents?
Leo, don't let him skip that pass.
Okay, go ahead.
Communication goes across states. So
Yes,
if I
it does.
call Texas, right, like, is Texas gonna charge me as well as the state I live in? Like, how that?
That's the problem. Is to understand that if you give telecommunications sold to the states, each state will enact its own policies, thus bringing the cost of just your telecommunication devices and the usage of them.
They could come down, but
There's no will for Jesus to take in this. There's not.
No wheel.
Okay. What about? Here's something easy. Patents and trademarks. How do we handle those?
executive branch.
Okay. All right. So now we're in commerce to the executive branch as well. Okay. All right. Got it. So.
Agriculture.
I think I've lost track. Okay, so we've got energy and defense, commerce, and what was the other one? There's something else under the White House too now.
So energy is with the feds.
Yes.
Commerce and
It's under the White House. What was the other one? Yeah.
under the White House. Oh, transportation.
Transportation's under the White House. Yeah. Yes, transportation's under the White
And
House.
energy.
Okay, and energy. So, Matt, it sounds like what you want to do is to actually just shuffle everything. So, it doesn't even seem like you're really eliminating anything. It just seems like you're shuffling it around.
That's a great point. By closing down these departments, I promise you, the budget's been cut by 80%.
You can't promise
You
that.
you don't need these departments to oversee telecommunications.
The state of Mississippi doesn't have shit. The state of Mississippi ain't gonna have shit without the federal government.
We have a
Oh
spending
my
problem.
God, this is so
We have a
wrong.
spending problem. We don't have a revenue
You
problem.
have a
That's
health
the
problem. You have a
I'm gonna relay that to you from 3 months ago. We have a spending problem, not a revenue problem. Yeah, you said it like 762 times.
We have a spending problem.
763.
I think this country can't run a $5 trillion budget.
What?
I think this country can run under a $5 trillion budget.
Yeah, you don't even know the breakdown of those numbers. You don't even know how much you can see to get it.
I wanna see your spreadsheet. Matt, you are not allowed to talk in this room anymore until you produce your Excel spreadsheet where you break down this $5 trillion budget. I want the numbers. I want to know the divisions, who's getting what they're responsible for, how this money's gonna be spent. Cause I'm tired of you just talking. I want to see you work this situation out. Do your homework. I want the assignment uploaded to the house chat so we can all see it. Cause you's on some bullshit, and I'm calling foul.
Wants everything in the state, which any person, a thinking person, would know. There's states that have more and states that have less. And so if you don't want the federal government having all this stuff, but you want the states in charge, how do you propose the money gets equally distributed in each state? Now you're getting into socialism. Come on with it. Mississippi at the bottom of the pile of the 50 states. California is probably at the top. Now, how do we reconcile this?
You literally advocated for a socialist policy. You literally advocated for socialism.
By defunding the federal government by $2 trillion, and let the states and local governments take it about that socialism.
So you're taking tax dollars from the federal government.
Well, here's the
distributing it
catch.
to the states.
Here's the key. No,
What?
here's the key. Here's the key. The key is your federal income taxes will be cut in half.
There will never
Yes,
be
yes,
You're doing some kind of math that I don't even know.
And then guess what will happen?
This is some fucking
Guess what will happen?
suction room math.
That's Texas math.
You hide your
All the
fake,
money that you're able to
fake
save in federal income
stuff
tax.
going on. The blood pressure drop. There's no blood to the brain here going on. I think we should send a wellness check over for you, but I don't know if the state of Texas can.
So April, you have heard of LLM? This is MMM, Matt's Magic Math.
It's called Google Milton Friedman on YouTube.
I want to see the algorithm.
I got nothing else, Dr. A.T. I got nothing else. Where's the CEO?
CEO started this and then he went in the duck.
Oh, let talk. He wanted to do unexpected. And then he
You know why? You know why? Because his brain exploded. That's why. He is picking up the fragments of his cranium as we speak. Because his brain has exploded. He's searching for his cerebellum right now.
mentioned Milton Friedman, because Milton Friedman, yeah. I was just saying Milton Friedman was not a fan of tariffs.
CEO gonna help him with his homework to get that spreadsheet.
But see, you got to Google him. See, Matt would have to go Google and read the top line, the byline, the headline. He don't never go no further into nothing. Listen, we need to Google this and we need, no. I'm not gonna call nobody a bitch today. Let me go on mute. I might call people a bitch once I get on the road here in a little bit. I'm not gonna do it here. He wonders why he gets the reaction he gets, because he's not rooted in reality. These thoughts are half-baked. I mean, I don't understand how you think that a country as large as ours can be run state by state. Like everything goes back to the states, with probably a King Trump at the top of it. Just waiting on him to say North Korea does it. I'm just waiting on him to say some dumb shit like
Y'all sleep? What's going on? Y'all done ran over damn people.
They ran themselves off.
I can't leave y'all alone for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes.
They ran themselves off first. Leo left us, then Matt.
Nope, I'm blaming you.
I got a question, First Lady, and this just brought it to mind for me. I was scrolling through breaking news. Did anybody else see this man, where subway riders had to like grab this woman away from him, and he still came after the woman, was chasing her, and
Oh yeah, they was trying to kidnap her. Yeah.
oh my God, that's the craziest thing.
Yeah, that was in New York.
What is wrong with this man? And he was in a white, I mean, he was very distinct in how big he was and what he was, I mean, it wasn't like he was trying to blend, you know what I'm saying, blend in or hide anything or his face or anything. I'm just like shocked.
And it was broad daylight.
Yeah, he was so determined to get this girl. What in the hell? What happened? Do we know if anything happened to him? Was his ass arrested?
Them people fucked him up at the subway
They
stop.
fucked them up.
I know they did, and they should have let her go, but he was so determined to get her. What the hell? I don't know if there was a relationship between them or anything.
No, because the guys asked her, do you know him? Do you know him? Before they attacked him.
That's crazy. Can you imagine? Lord.
That's East New York for you.
Trump saying that a dozen countries will get tariff letters on Monday. I guess he could have.
What happened? You got your brain back, CEO?
Oh no, I'm dealing with I'm at Pep Boys and they're supposed to change my tire and my tire's flat, so they messed up. So I had to deal with like.
Matt's brain is flat too, so we can't change that.
Oh, he left.
I apologize. I told them that your brain exploded and we were your cerebellum trying to put it back together.
Yo, but it sounded like CEO was having fun. Like, you know how you tease a kid in class? Because he was like laughing at him at the same time, asking him these questions.
Yeah, I mean, I read
Studio is a agent of chaos at times.
it would cost, so no, I read that it would cost $300 billion to do this massive change in London. And then you would only save 45 billion a year. So I guess it would be.
That is a Trump
It's really
voter.
chaos.
CEO. You speaking to a Trump voter. Now, I don't know why that would surprise. But I thank you for exposing it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fun to see where these things would actually go.
He was playing B-boy. Yeah, it was their B-boy.
He left after you left because you're like his AA sponsor. Like he can't stand here and talk to us without you.
Oh, shoot.
So, sorry, Patty, I was still doing the thing. Yeah, no, I was having fun, Patty. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. You're very mischievous.
Oh, me?
You see how he was doing it, lady? He was like, oh, okay, this is what you do. Oh, okay. It's like, it was like everybody laughing on the inside. Stupid. And Figo just pulling all the stupid out. Okay, let's go on to the next subject so we can expose the more.
That's how see.
When our agencies, the worse, the worse.
It was like watching the pimple pop.
Ooh.
I don't watch this.
Yeah, I can't watch that shit. Just the commercial made me.
I can't watch it either, but some people get satisfaction. I like to squeeze things, but not that one.
Wow. Thanks. Like the squeeze your pressure.
Really? Lisa is awake. She just is judging us all.
How you know she awake?
She's gonna come off that mic in a minute and tell you. Lisa!
Her sleep.
Lisa!
Her sleep.
No, she's awake.
How you know she awake?
Well, she's probably at work and she can't respond. That's probably what it is.
I'm not working.
See, I told you she wasn't asleep.
And I'm at work.
Yeah, like they were going on all night.
She was asleep.
See, she outside. She's using outside.
Woo!
So you think it's the router? Put her on me.
He was on block.
It was on block. Oh, I'm mine. MUTE. It's been sabotage.
I got her before things got serious.
Good job.
I have to protect my sister wife.
Yeah, you guys wanted me to say something. Now you put me on me.
Yeah, you don't want to hear your discussion with the cable guy. We didn't know what could happen.
Talking about your brother block and shit. No, it's not blocked. It's like all of a sudden I was getting. That's what him said. You understand?
The victim of a cyber attack. Sister wife, what's going on over there?
So how you guys doing? How was 4th of July? We didn't celebrate. You didn't celebrate the bird? Isn't that right? I actually didn't. I heard. Oh, they just spreading all kind of, gossip. Truth. Truth. They call the Bronx Zoo turning up. Well, I heard you was dancing on tables and stuff. Oh, hell no, that wasn't me. Was that Jackie song?
You was out at babies during the daytime, then you came with us in the nighttime.
I was that day. Was a day lifetime. Huh? What you say, girl? I didn't get any invites from y'all. What happened? Y'all cook?
Nothing happened at all. Nothing. I cut up a roast and put it in my green pan and cooked it for hours.
Oh.
And I put some potatoes in it. And it was so damn good when it was on the bread. I said, here is y'all's meat and potatoes, get away from me.
Here is y'all.
That's what I said. Here it is. And you know what? They ate that shit down to, there's hardly any liquid left in the pot. It was gone. They left me the dirty pot. That's what the hell they did.
Down to the red meat.
It's gone, honey. It was gone. They suctioned it.
Oh my God. That's good. That sounds delicious.
It was. It was so beautiful. It was like the Church of Venice. It was that good. I can cook now when I want to. I just don't want to very often.
I love
I did before it was a pain to stand for as long as I need to stand.
There you go. The standing and the prepping is what I don't like.
I need a sous chef.
I like to cook too. It's fun. Like, that's why it's always like me and my friends are cooking. We're gonna get together and cook.
See, that's the thing though. When you have friends, you can dole out the here you do this, do that. Yeah.
I think that's fun. Like us watching movies, drinking wine, cooking together. That's like,
Well, that's the fun, Patty. I've just got two big men here. They're no fun to cook with. They out doing other shit.
I don't want to get it like that. She was going to clean up. And then I'm like, most people, they don't want to stay and get your place back to exactly the way you have it. Yeah.
But I could be days though to stay and get things back the way you want.
so me and my friends usually cook and clean at the same time.
Exactly.
That's what I do.
Kind of the way it works over here. So if I pull out a pot and I use it, the only thing that doesn't get cleaned is the stuff that it's in. But then even when we transport it into Tupperware, it gets clean. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I keep a sink of hot water and soap for everything to go into as we go.
That sounds good. I may have to.
I can't stand I cannot stand to have a pile of dishes in front of me after I've done this. I'm like, Lord Jesus.
And I don't like cooking around a bunch of dishes either.
Absolutely not. So you have to cook. You have to clean, cook.
I mean, when you do it, you don't feel it being done. Like if you use the cutting board, you prep your stuff, then you rinse the cutting board off, clean it,
Put it back.
put it back.
Yeah, it's all in that motion. It's all in the same thing. Because, if you've been cooking for a while, you know what dish to put on and when to put on the next one.
Right.
Make it all come out together. So you just keep the dishwater going and keep your stuff going. Load the dishwasher. Whatever it is you must do.
Because my mother never let me do stuff like that. Well, first of all, my mother let me in her kitchen. But even if I tried, she was always, oh, you gotta clean that up. She was always like that. So.
But you know what? I always let my daughter cook with me. I get the little chair and she's sitting on the chair. We might sit around the counter, make cookies and stuff together.
I did that with my dad.
That was my youngest. My oldest was not the least bit interested. He was fine with a cold blood salad. There's nothing wrong with that child. He's the most successful, but he got no culinary prowess whatsoever.
But I do recommend that if you have friends that have kids that cook with them, their kids put their fingers in the food. You allow them to because that's my kid. So, my kid used to put her fingers in stuff and taste it.
You have to taste, know if it's going to be good
watch the cooking shows where they have a separate tasting spoon every time I watch
Oh,
TV
yeah,
show?
yeah.
So
So
yeah,
now
us
I
adults
know.
do that, but it's really hard when you're trying to cook with a kid. It's really hard to keep their hands clean because they'll wash their hands, but then they'll help you cook, then they'll touch their hair or
Pet the dog or something like that. They come like,
Oh,
yeah, you just
I'm
said
not
you got to wash your hands
anything
again.
about children.
oh, but yeah, it's fun with your baby. Well, it's fun with me and
Oh,
mine.
I like the y'all food. Don't bring it to the cookout.
Places that don't do it. Or your people that have their fingernails on and they come on and like, oh no, don't do it. I don't want no fake fingernails in food. Come on now.
I wear nails, but I do wear, I do.
Yours aren't probably gonna come loose, honey.
A lot of people just like glove. What are you trying to say? I have to wash I don't like sticky hands. I don't like so. If I cut up something, if I touch meat, like I literally have to go wash my hands. I just it feels gross. So I gotta get it off. I don't like sticky stuff on my hands, like syrup and honey. So yeah.
Yeah, meat make your fingers feel greasy.
That's why I started cooking.
I had to come back to my phone. I had to get back to my phone.
Oh, give me
When my niece was living with me, we used to cook together, and I did not let her stick her fingers in the food. I'm sorry. She had to have a spoon. Like, here's a spoon if you want to taste.
No,
I don't know.
yeah, that's true. You do give them a spoon, but they will swat. Like if you're like making cookie dough, they will, no matter what, they are going to. Well, my child.
No, absolutely not. She's like, no. Can I have some? Sure. Here, let me get you a spoon. Don't put your hand in the food. People have to eat it. Yeah, but I do what April was saying. Like, I have like water in the sink, and then I wash and rinse things. I think Patty was saying that too. Like as I go, and sometimes I just rinse it out, and then I'll put it in the dishwasher.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, you clean it up as you go.
Yeah, the only thing that should be really dirty is the stuff that the food it's holding natural food while it's cooking. I even clean. I don't burn myself so many times. You know how you try to like clean around the stove or
Oh
something pops?
yeah. Yeah, like when I make sauce and
Yeah, it pops.
it comes out. Oh my god.
And you're like wiping around with a wet cloth like a dummy. You know, like it makes a difference.
Yes, but I love to cook. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, we know, Dr. Angie. Dr. Angie, what you cooking?
So last night I made butter chicken. So
Butter
I
chicken.
still have that.
That's
Butter chicken. Butter chicken is like I think it's Indian butter chicken.
Yeah,
You never
butter
had butter chicken? Yeah.
And the Indian said if you got meat on your back, they'll say you stop eating butter chicken.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a curry. It's like a curry, and it's like ginger, garlic, lemon. I make mine with yogurt. I don't know. Some people they will do like coconut milk instead, but I don't think that's real butter chicken when you do that. Like,
Yeah, I do with yogurt too.
I made that, and I had like quinoa. I'm sorry.
Can you guys just reiterate yogurt on chicken? How are we using it?
No, the sauce is made with yogurt. So
I'll make that tomorrow.
So it's onion. So I saute. I'm allergic to onions, so I use shallots. So it's like shallots, garlic. I put green chili in mine, ginger,
Ooh, Dr. Angie, I'm not allergic to onions, but I love shallots. I'm not allergic to onions, but I use shallots only. I don't.
Yeah, because I can't have the other ones. And then you just sort of saute that up, and then you put, and so then it's like a yogurt. I marinate the chicken in the yogurt, and I'll put like some spices in there. I might put like some cardamom in there, and you marinate the chicken in the yogurt, and then once the vegetables are once your onion and stuff is all sauteed, you put it in you put the chicken in the pan together, and it cooks. So it's like a curry. It'll be like a curry sauce. That's the closest thing I can describe it. And then I made the ginger garlic brown rice and quinoa. So that's what I had. It's delicious. I'm gonna eat the rest of it.
Yeah, I like shallots, or I like those purple. I think they're sweet.
Yeah, see, I can't have the purple ones either. I can't have red, purple, white, or yellow.
Yeah, I don't buy the regular. It's
Yeah.
Shallots, or if I see this, yeah, it's because the flavor.
Alright, do you guys like those little baby, I don't know what they're really called, but they're little baby cabbage balls? What are those called?
You mean Brussels sprouts?
Oh yeah, those. My neighbor, I told her I cannot stand those. She was talking about them, and I said I would do anything, that and the slimy stuff, okra. Those two. So she decided that she was gonna mix that up, right? So she went and got these, made them fresh. I was like, you can smell that shit in the hallway. I was like, oh god, I should be bringing it over soon. So when she did bring them over, she brought them over and presented it really well. I don't really know how she prepared them, but it doesn't look like the way my mom used to do it. They used to boil that shit. And then she used to put like maybe some type of meat in it, some type of meat product in it, like maybe some bacon ends or some stuff like that. I don't remember, but I know there was meat in it. But this lady, she said that if you guys don't like them, I will give you the recipe, but those are one of the worst two vegetables on the planet is okra and those little, miniature cabbage balls.
Yeah.
Are they caramelized?
Yeah, she worked on.
Yeah, they're Brussels
That's
sprouts.
good. I ate those yesterday. Oh my gosh, I started working there. Yeah,
You ain't had the right Brussels sprouts.
I didn't, obviously, and I told my mama she didn't do it right.
You could have roasted Brussels sprouts.
Roasted.
You grill them. You can bake. Oh gosh! And if you make like vegetable soup, Brussels sprouts are good in there.
That sounds good. Vegetable soup. Never saw that. Never saw it good, but it was good.
Your instincts are right. If you have to work that hard to make something taste good,
It's really not that hard.
Yo, this girl put her foot in it because I've had my mother like one of these scratch cookers. Everything has to be scratch, and she's from the country. So
I cook from scratch, not too much.
Okay, what about okra? What's your okra grain look like?
So I'm not, much to the shame of my family, I am not an okra eater. But my aunt makes our traditional, she makes it like the okra rice, which is a thing we eat. And when she makes it for me though, she fries the okra first. Like she fries it so that it's not sticky. And then she makes the rice. And I can eat it like that because it doesn't have the goo. But I'm not an okra.
Somebody used to eat okra, and I would just sit there and like, oh my god. And he used to think it was so funny. I was like, Daddy, that's nasty. Ew. It is. It's just like, man, I'm like, Mom, who would eat something that excretes some type of, it's just excretion, what it says. She goes, that's the way it is. It's good for you. Oh, the nutrients. I said, that's a damn lie. Hey, no nutrients in the okra. The okra is slimy as fuck. But then she started using it, I think, with the corn. She would shuck it, and then stir fry like the southern people like to do it. Stir fried okra.
Yeah, and they put, and so where I come from, they'll do it with okra. They'll do okra, and tomatoes. They do it with the okra and tomatoes.
Corn.
And we have a traditional dish of, it's like okra soup it's called, and I can't, cause the okra is, the goo is in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, much to the shame and horror of my family, I don't eat the okra.
I
And
love
people
it.
fry it. People fry it. You know, just like deep fry it.
I don't buy okra at all, so.
I know, right? Where do they even sell it? I don't even like see it just like hanging out in a normal store. But you know.
I should see how many okra plants I have.
Oh Lord Jesus, what are you doing with your
I got okra plants. I got okra plants at home.
okra wine?
Well, you know, I drink okra water every morning. The first thing I do when I get up is drink water.
But okra is it's really sticky. Like when you, yeah, my grandfather had a field where he grew vegetables, and okra is sticky. So when they would pick it, they had to wear like the little socks on their hands because it's got the little furry things on it. It's
Yeah, that wouldn't make for human consumption.
it is it's one of the foods that our ancestors brought over with them when they came to the New World.
They should have left that shit over there.
They should have left that shit over there because I mean, it's nothing. It's hard. Okay,
Yeah, I'm about to water.
So you guys not doing coconut water now? No,
Oh, I do coconut water.
I love
Coconut.
You can make okra water with coconut water. You can make the okra water.
Yeah,
I'm something queasy.
coconut water is my it's the water I drink when I'm skating.
I use it for my smoothies.
Wait, do you drink fuzzy water to skate?
Absolutely not.
You say coconut.
Coconut water is super hydrating though.
Coconut water.
Yeah,
But I'm telling y'all,
Because it's high potassium content, and I'm allergic to bananas, so even though bananas don't have as much potassium as people think, but it's one of my potassium substitutes, along with all kinds of melon and kiwi. Oh my lord, everything.
well, since I've been drinking the okra water every day, my A1C is as low as it was when I was probably 35. So I'm good.
That's because you don't have an appetite.
I'm pretty first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. I'm fine. I don't have much of an appetite anyway.
Now see,
So,
her stuff is clogged up with that slime.
Girl, please, ain't nothing clogged up. You drink that okra water, ain't nothing gonna be clogged up.
Oh no, not that too.
That's flush you right out.
And I can eat it raw too. I can pick it right out of the garden and eat it. But I like vegetables. I've always loved vegetables. My boys didn't even. I had to force them to eat meat. They didn't want meat. They ate all the vegetables. People come up to us at restaurants going, "How you get them to eat that?" I said, "That's all they eat. Raw broccoli." They were always like that.
I don't see anything wrong with that. It's just the okra slime thing to get me. I can eat raw everything.
It's cooked right, Lisa. It's not slimy.
I know. One of these days somebody gonna come up with a recipe that I can go through and you know make it my own. But right now, it's
For slimy, unless you fry the slime, it's slimy.
slime.
You have to dry the slime somehow.
It's just like we talking about
If you steam it and put like a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar or red wine vinegar, it will not slime.
Okay.
That has to change it. So,
Yeah.
I've been eating it all my life.
Yeah, I grew up and we okra is a staple in our diet. I ain't never. The only way I seen it not slimy is when my aunt fries that slime. That takes a lot to fry that slime out.
You know what else I forgot? My mother puts that stuff in. So occasionally, I guess whoever is coming
Kitover, she would put it in the black eyed peas. I do remember her throwing some okra off.
Yeah, I know.
Y'all seen
And it's
that?
like gumbo. You can't have gumbo without. You can't have gumbo without okra.
Yeah, not all gumbo. Yeah, that we got gumbo got okra though. You can have that.
But gumbo needs okra.
What?
I didn't know that.
First thing I do when I go to my cousin's house in Louisiana, she takes me straight to the store. Last time I was there, I brought home 150 pounds of seafood packed in hot ice. I get all my spices and stuff there, right? My red beans, everything.
Damn. So what's the difference between the red beans there and where you at?
They're not the same at all.
Where your cousin live in Louisiana?
I don't know where they're at now because they went through the
When they be making their gumbo, where they make it from? They must be from New Orleans.
Oh yeah, they're from New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where they're at now because they lost their home in the flood.
Yeah, because New Orleans be putting that gumbo, but putting that okra. But if you go to Kadiana, they don't put no gumbo okra in their gumbo. Their gumbo, they do like that dark root. It's a lot different.
Yeah, I do a dark root too.
Because usually the gumbo with the okra is tomato based. That's like the African.
Yeah, African stuff, they use a lot of okra.
The number went up to 32. 32 dead, 25 still missing.
Oh my God.
Where is this?
Texas.
Like from the flood?
Yeah.
That's not where Ashton is it?
No, that's ours. On the side of Texas.
Dang, that's
All those
crazy.
babies. Weren't they like between 10 and 12? They were younger.
I thought they were younger than
I'm missing
Oh,
something.
they might have been younger.
Than babies. Wait a minute, let me go look this up. I've been off the grid today, so I don't know.
Yeah, they had some
So
younger.
I just tell her.
There was at least one 8-year-old. They were younger than 10.
So you don't even need to say
There's a group. There's a group of 5 and 6-year-olds, and then there was another group of 7 and 9-year-olds. 7 through 9 and 5 through 6.
Oh my God.
What are you, was this a school?
It was a summer camp,
Oh no.
and then there was a few of 10 plus. Yeah.
Wow.
They were all in different cabins.
Yeah.
So, because they did have people 12 and up at the I'm sorry, they were like in different cabins, is what my understanding was.
Yeah. The death toll has risen, 32. So those 32 are 14 children and 18 adults.
That's horrible.
That was our girl that update.
Crazy word. Well, this came up, are they aware of I'm asking questions that probably ain't gonna make no sense now. Did they know that they were in a flood zone?
It was a flash flood.
Flash flood?